Good evening, everybody. Brian Martin with you on the wide, wide world of tabletop gaming. Well, we had an introductory video showing you a little bit about Affinity by Canva. We had a video that showed you how you can create and use the elements to start thinking about card making. And tonight we finally get to what you've all been waiting for: building a card. We're going to build a hockey card. That hockey card could be used with PLAAY Games Hockey Blast. And for those of you that are familiar with the game, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to turn the card on its side. Most of the cards in PLAAY Games are done in portrait. And you read the card from top to bottom, lengthwise, and that's the way most of the cards are. However, I'm going to design a landscape or sideways hockey card to show you another way to look at how cards can be constructed. So to do that, let's get started. We'll set our canvas. We're going to need to set cards to landscape. We're going to need to set the paper to portrait. When you make cards in portrait, you need to set the paper to landscape. So it's just a little bit of the opposite. So we go to File, we go to New, we pick Letter here. You'll notice the page width is 11 inches and the page height is 8.5. We're going to change that to 8.5 by 11. And you'll notice it goes back to the portrait mode. So we're going to pick that. We're going to click Margins. And in the margin, we're going to just type in 0.25. Notice this little lock, there's a lock here. And that means that these are linked. So whatever value I type in one box is duplicated in the other. So it makes it super easy. And then we always convert our document units to millimeters because that allows the most precision in creating boxes, circles, squares, and cards. So I'm going to create the document. There we are. The blue border shows you where the margins are. We're going to then go to the View tab up here at the top in the menu bar. We're going to choose Grid and Axis. We're going to click on Show Grid, which is just below the preset window. We're going to click on Advanced, which is the third tab over under Mode. We're going to move this up here, and we're going to go to the Scaling. Just click right in and type 2. It knows it's millimeters. You don't need to type the mm. Go spacing on the second axis and click Close. Excuse me. There is your grid for tonight's exercise. Right, we need to add one more thing on here because we're going to have to lay out. Eventually, we're going to create a merge file and show you how to create multiple cards using one card design that replicates itself everywhere. To do that, we go down the toolbar here, and there is a toolbar about a little over halfway down. We need to go to Layout here, make that orange. There we go, and about halfway down, this one here, it looks like a piece of paper with an arrow in it. It's the data merge tool, and we click on that. We go up to the corner here of one margin, drag it all the way down to the corner of the other margin, and then we need to set the rows and columns. We have we're going to need 6 rows. We're going to need 3 columns. And once we've done that, we're going to now zoom in. To zoom in anywhere on the page, oh, by the way, once you're in this mode where one of these buttons here are clicked, you will always be in the mode that the next time you do something, you'll create another one just like it. So if you just want to use the pointer as a pointer, go up to the pointer, which is the top button, and you'll now won't accidentally create something else. So what we're going to do is if you remember, we want to zoom in, you hit the Control =sign button. We're going to do it 3 times. Then we're going to use the scroll bar left and up and down to get us to, we'll do it one more time. So what we want to be able to get to this upper right-hand corner, because here's where we're going to build the card. This is one card. This was one card. Just need to set up just a little, like our own little canvas. We're going to draw a rectangle, and we're going to cover just the top corner. And you can use the Shift arrow keys to move them up and down. And the Control Let me use this one here on the bottom. Just to try to get that, you want it to be thin. There you go. It's going to be thin because that means overlaying. And then in the rectangle, you'll notice now the rectangle is highlighted here on your layers page. While we're on the rectangle and it's highlighted, we go over here and select it. And we're going to pick a color, use swatches, and we're going to use this slash. The white with a slash means it's empty. And we're going to click on this button here, and we're going to create a 0.3 border thing. So if I turn off the data merge, that's this I is. If I turn that off and click in here, now we see this is your playground for your card. You don't see the other blue lines. This is where you want to play to create the card. So we have a blank card. Now, most of the things you're going to put on a card is really dependent upon you, how much you want to put on the card. At a minimum, you want name, you want position, you want the team, you need to leave space for the qualities, you need to leave space for the symbols, and you need to leave space for the fighting and penalty and injury ratings that appear at the bottom of the card. So we're gonna get that going. That's the base. But what else might you want to do? Well, maybe I want to put a team logo on it. Maybe I want to put a league logo on it. Maybe I want to have you can have it almost any way you like. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start off and assume that we would like to have a logo for this. There's two possible logo picture frames. There's the square and the circle. Now you can turn other shapes you can take some of these other shapes here on this toolbar, and you can use some of the features to create a picture frame out of them if you like. That's an advanced topic for later. Right now, let's show you how we do picture frame. I want to make a square picture frame, and I'm just going to drop it on there. And down here, I have it here. This window, by the way, moves. You can move it. So yours will probably be on the right-hand side. I moved mine over to the left. It's the transform. This tells you the size, shape, and page position of the element. Right now it's telling me it's 21 millimeters by 15.6. We don't want that. Let's make it a nice square round thing. Let's make it 8 by 8. And again, so we have this. All right. Now we're going to put this. We're going to try and put this thing, we're going to go back up here, and this is, every time we're on this move tool, this is how I can move things around without disturbing anything. I'm going to put it in the corner here. And using the control arrow feature, I'm going to nudge up. Control arrow up. If it'll let me. Oh, it's shift arrow up, okay? I did that. You'll notice numbers kind of show up. Control arrow. Actually, just the down arrow. Okay, there we go. You use control arrow, it moves it. Shift arrow, it moves it large groups. Let's move it down. Okay. As I nudge it just with the up arrow, you'll notice the number changes. This number, it's going to appear right here. Briefly, it's 3.2, 3.1, 3, 2.9, 2.8, 2.7, 2.6. I feel like Mr. Spock counting down. 2. I am 2 millimeters from the top edge of the card. I'm going to use the left arrow key only. I'm going to nudge it, and it's going to do the same thing. Notice then this one says 1.6, so I'm going to nudge to the right, 1.7, 1.8, 1.9, and 2. So now that element is exactly 2 millimeters from the left edge of the card and 2 millimeters from the right edge of the card. And if I click on this element again, the XY is the x-axis, the left to right is 8.4 millimeters from the edge of the page, and the y is 8.3 millimeters from the top of the page. That's important if we're going to line up other elements. We can use that as our guide. You can write those numbers down if you want, but you can always come back and look at them again as you need to. So that's going to be our element there. We're going to add a logo. Once you're in the picture frame and you're on this selection, you'll notice up here it says replace image and properties. First, you want to replace the image. Right now the image is just an X. I'm going to go in, and you need to save your pictures wherever you save them. Mine is on the C drive just under pics. And we're going to go with the Utah Mammoth. Now, this is not a full-blown logo. It's got something cut off. You may like it that way. You may say, I like the fact that it's not full. You get a sense of it, but you don't see the full thing. But if you want to change it, go to Properties. It is now scaled to maximum fit. It's made it as big as it can to fit the frame. I'm going to scale it to minimum fit and click Done. And what it does is it now shrinks the logo so that it all fits within the square. If I want to, up here, I can fill the back of the picture. I'm not going to. Or I can create a line around it, and it already went from the last one of 0.3, and it's put a 0.3 border around the edge. Whenever you create a border, whenever you create a color, a shading, the next time you draw an element, it uses that border and shading. It doesn't know that you want to do something different, so you have to change it every time. So in this case, we're going to go back to the picture frame, and we're going to go here, and we're going to click on this and make this blank. I'm going to leave the 3-point font there because I may come back to it, but by making it transparent, the line is there, you just can't see it, and it will not print on your card. So right now, there's our guy. There's our logo. So now let's put a name on the card. We're going to go here to the rectangle tool. We're going to draw in, and we just draw it in because we can fill this other stuff in later. Down here, you'll notice it's 52 millimeters wide from left to right, and it's 2.9 millimeters high. I want to make that 2 millimeters high. And I will then click on the Move tool, and when I move it, I'm going to move it and try to move it equal to the top. See that red line? To the top, and that green line is the right hand side of the box. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to space it. I'm going to move it right 2 millimeters. So there's a 2 millimeter space between the logo and the start of the box. So right now, that's too thin. We're going to make it 4 millimeters. So then you don't have to do a lot of dragging, just do 4 millimeters. And then we're going to do this to the top of the box, and we're going to make it, again, 2 millimeters. I like the fact that that's a box. I like the fact that it is that way, but we're going to show you a little trick here. I want to slant this box. Down here is an R and an S. R is rotation, 360-degree circle. S is slant. I'm going to slant, or they call it shear, but it's slant. I'm going to put 15 degrees in there. And it slants it a little bit to the right. I'm going to make it, let's make it 25. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this rectangle, I'm going to fill it with a color. And I'm going to choose colors first. And I want to pick a blue that's kind of close to the blue in the Mammoth logo. And I think that's this blue. So we've got that, okay? That's number one. Number two, we're going to slide this in here. Put it right in the middle of the logo. See right there? But what we're going to do is we're going to move the picture frame right there in the layers. I'm going to move the picture frame above that slant. And then we now have to go to the picture frame and we have to fill it. We have to fill the picture frame. That would be this button here. We have to fill it with white. And then let it go. And let's see. The properties. Picture will not be scaled. Let's play around with this a little bit. This should be filled. If it's not, again, I kind of like doing this because this is how you learn. You have to play around with stuff. I want this to be filled here, the picture frame, and I thought I had done that with the fill here, but I'm wondering if perhaps it's just only filled up to a certain spot. And that's going to be a problem. So what I might have to do for this thing is make it a 10 by 10. Let's play around with it. Okay, I'm going to go edit, undo transform, and undo transform gets me back to, and undo transform gets me back to the original picture. So we'll go on the picture, we go to Utah, and we'll do on the background of the picture, we will also say the background of the picture is white. And then the picture frame is white. I'm not sure why that's not working that way. It is not good. Do the picture frame. There we go. There we go. What we're doing here is we're moving that. We want this to be angled, and we're going to move this angle out to make this element 58 millimeters. So almost reaches the other edge of the card. Then we're going to do one more thing, but we have to get another rectangle drawn. We're going to take this rectangle here, highlight it, and right click and do duplicate. And then the duplicate always is created below the previous version. So I'm going to take this, go to this rectangle, highlight it, and click this one and move it down. And now we're golden there, okay? Now, what we then need to do is on the picture frame, we need to change this now to white. And we need to make the pattern, instead of 0.3, we're going to make it 3. And what that does is it creates a white space between the logo Let's go back to minimum fit. It creates a white space between the logo and the elements, and we need probably to make that picture frame. Probably need to make that 2. Yeah, 2 works. Still creates the white space. So we're going to leave that. Now let's go to the bottom corner. We're going to do a logo. We're going to do the league logo over here in the corner. We're going to use a circular one. And again, we're going to make it 8 by 8. And we're going to replace the image with the NHL logo. We're going to have it scale to minimum fit, which is good. And then we're going to paint, we're going to say this is done. And we're going to use the right arrow to get to within 2 centimeters of the top, and the down arrow to get to within 2 centimeters or millimeters of the bottom. And in this case, for the picture frame, we're going to do a black border. So that's border. And we're going to do a 1-point border. To 2, but I'm going to do 1-point border. call it a day for that one. So now it's got a border on it. We're going to take another one of these, excuse me, 2 rectangles. We're going to duplicate it again. Click on the rectangle and drag this one down to the bottom. But we're going to square it up. See that red line? We're squaring it up with the NHL logo. And then we're going to move the picture frame. Click on it and move it above. See that green line that appeared there? And that green line goes all the way to the left-hand side. It is its own element. If it indents, it means it's part of the element that it's been dropped on. We want it to be its own separate element. We move the picture frame in front, and we have what we need for what we're doing for right now. Now we want to add some text boxes. Go to text box tool, and we're going to create one that's the same size as the rectangle all the way up to the squared off end here. And then we're going to type in, let's just type in a name. Well, let's just, the heck. All right. So there is text there. We're going to make it 10-point font to start with. And anything bigger than 10 point just doesn't work real well. And we're going to do the font color in white. And everybody says, well, wait a minute, Brian, where did the text go? Well, Wayne Gretzky is the name we put in. Wayne Gretzky is below the rectangle. That's this first rectangle. I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to take Wayne Gretzky and I'm going to do this. Instead of leaving it, see that green line? I'm going to drop Wayne Gretzky right on the rectangle. And now you can see the name. And once we do that, we go, and there's a little arrow here showing you that the rectangle and Wayne are the same. We go back to the Wayne Gretzky line and we align it to the left. And then we use this button to center it vertically in the thing, and we're good to go. So we've got Wayne Gretzky. Now, while we're in to do this, we can come into the element here and we can highlight and we can find a different font. What shall we use? What would look kind of cool? Let's try DS Digital. It's all caps. Looks okay. You can play around with it. Let's see what happens here when we go back and try a different font. Try a different font. Let's go. Oh, let's try. There's so many, and if you're looking for fonts, you can use the ones that come with that are loaded onto your machine. But you can go and find all kinds of ones. Like I like Provisionary. Wayne Gretzky. That looks kind of interesting and unique. Now down here, we're going to take this Wayne Gretzky. We're going to duplicate it. And we're going to take this element. We're going to drag it into the bottom rectangle. And notice it's highlighted. It's still green. It's highlighted. We're now doing the move tool to move that Wayne Gretzky down here. And we're going to line it up so it's within that part. And we're going to edit this. And we're going to say, there's your team name. And then we're going to take Wayne Gretzky again, and we're going to duplicate. We're going to take the second version and drag it into this rectangle. We'll uncollapse that. We'll highlight that so the block is green. We'll use the move tool to move Wayne Gretzky down again to here. And something went wrong here, and that's because we did what? What did we do? Edit, undo transform, always can do that. What happened to Wayne? In that second rectangle, what happened? Let's find out. I think I'm backwards. Okay. Let's move Wayne Gretzky out of there. Let's move Wayne Gretzky out of there. Again, their own separate lines. Let's take highlight the first Wayne Gretzky that's correct. And then let's highlight the first rectangle, the second rectangle. So Wayne Gretzky. Oh, okay. Now I see what I did. All right. Let's change one of these Wayne Gretzky's. Let's change. Gosh. Edit, undo, move text. Do this. We'll come over here. I'll highlight and we'll go center. Or let's give it a Canadian thing and call it center. Tab out of there. And let's move. All right, so let's go to the second rectangle. We got to find it. There it is. There's a second rectangle on the bottom. We want to take the center and drag it into the second rectangle. And then we want to take the Wayne Gretzky up here and drag it into the first rectangle. And then we want to move the Wayne Gretzky with the move tool up to there. And then we want to take this one, that's the center, and move it down here. And center it up on the second one. So there we go. You now have the beginnings of what a card looks like in terms of where the elements are. And you can play with this a little bit. So we're going to split this up because we've been doing this for about a half an hour. We're going to add a couple of elements here just real quick, and we'll come back and we'll to show you how to deal with them later. The table tool. We're going to create a couple of tables. We need a table for the ratings and for the symbols. And let's just make this that the cells are 4 millimeters high. And we're going to need another table down here that's going to be for all the fighting and other ratings. Matter of fact, we are finding that we're running a little, this logo here is a little too high for where we want it to be. So we're going to move that before we go. We're going to move the picture frame down. And I'm going to move the picture frame down so that the image is close. We're going to move it down to 1 millimeter from the edge. And then we're going to hit the move tool and move that Utah Mammoth rectangle down a little bit. Matter of fact, we're going to do this. And we're going to take that picture frame and we're going to take that and we're going to make that a transparent border. And we're going to make the border 0. I think that's what we're going to do with the Utah Mammoth piece of all this. And move that down so we can move our tables around. We may have to square this up. So right now we've got the start of a card. When we come back and do part 2, we're going to fill in the tables and show you what that card looks like. And then we're going to show you how to edit and get these tables looking a little differently. You could, we'll show you different ways to present the tables if you like. All kinds of interesting stuff that we can do to make this all work. Matter of fact, let's get rid of the NHL logo. And let's stretch the mammoth all the way out. You'll see a green line pop up. See all that green right there? It's all in line with what's above. And I can stretch it one further and get it Yeah, right there. There we go. It's all lined up. And we'll take the logo out of there. That helps, and that allows us to move this, make this table a little bigger, and we can move on from there. So that's where we'll stop right now. We're going to show you how to save this now, because you're in the middle of something. We do a file. You don't want to hit save right away. You want to do save as. And then in this pics folder, we're going to call this card making demo 1. So next time we come in, we'll show you how to load a previous file and continue working on this card. Again, this is not necessarily a beautiful card. We can show you how to take this and play with it to maybe make the card look a little different, a little better than what you are seeing on screen right now. And we'll work with all that, and we'll work to make this something that will look better, and then we'll get into some other advanced features. And then after we've got the card built, we'll then have the next video after the next one in the series. In the one that's coming 2 videos away, we will show you how to create the data file for the data merge, so we can actually create some cards. And once we do that, we're going to show you some things about creating color blocks and color templates, because then when we do our merges, we can merge colors into the different elements automatically. We don't have to manually change the colors if we want, and that includes text colors. So keep that in mind. We've exhausted your patience, at least for this evening, and we thank you as always for joining us. Life is nice when you're rolling dice. That's my friend Jeff Ring. Always says that. He always has a good time rolling dice. Until the next time we meet, this is Brian Martin on the Wide Wide World of Tabletop Gaming saying so long, everybody.